Bentornati. Welcome back to Starsector. A couple of things before we begin with this episode. I really want to show some appreciation for all of you. I started this channel as a joke or as something new to try, and really the kind of engagement that you guys are showing, I'm loving it. And I just wanted to say thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up, thank you for watching the videos, and especially thank you for writing in the comments. I am really loving the way you contribute. Any suggestion, anything you have to say, I always appreciate it. Even if you think that I already knew something, who cares? And also I forget very obvious things all the time, so please continue to do so, I really appreciate it. Second thing I wanted to say, and also thank you to Ion Dragon X for suggesting this, I have installed the Hyperspace Network, or HyperNet for short, which is a mod that would allow us to query all the available markets for ships, mods, and items. So, without further ado, let's get back into it. And here we are, back docked around Asharu, and let's say that we want real quick to use this HyperNet that I imagine my headcanon about this series that at this point Captain Zero Thompson is a little bit fed up with the usual grind of the bounties. Zero Thompson wants to scale up a little bit, and to do so he started building a little bit of a network. We realized at some point that he started also with some kind of shady dealing. We started buying on the black market a little bit, but now that we have some contacts, we have access to the HyperNet board. How about that for a role-playing explanation where we can add a new query? So for example, let's say that we wanted to have a second tug ship. We would go on search for ships. I think that would be a civilian ship. So these are flags. So you wanted damaged, no, exclude damaged ships. You want carriers, no. What size? I think the tug is a frigate. And then you go search for ships. It gives you this handy dandy list, and I think this is the Ox Tug hull. And we click on this and we do query. Now this just created a query on the HyperNet, and this now tells us where we can find more Ox Tugs, and looks like there is one in Asharu but on the black market. In here we see black market. I might buy that, but let's see. It seems there is one on the open market in Sphinx, which is in the Samara star system. So we might just go there and buy a second Ox. And why do we want a second Ox? Because we might also want to buy some bigger ships in time, and we want them to reach maximum burn speed if possible. So let's remember Sphinx in the Samara star system, but then again, let's add a second query, because now what we want to do is start also considering a little bit of intel missions, or those exploration actually missions. In order to do that though, we need a lot of fuel. So we need another ship hull, we need of course a civilian. This time, do we go for the big one? Let's see, size cruiser? No, it's not this. So it's either the Phaeton for the capital? Actually the Prometheus. It's the capital size. However, Prometheus is maximum burn 6, whereas we want maximum burn 8, if I remember correctly. Right? But we get there with the two Ox Tugs. So let's look for a Prometheus. And this should be like enough fuel to go around everywhere we want. So yeah, let's finish with that. Now, a Prometheus tanker. Okay, all the results are mixed in here. And we can see that there is one on the open market in Ansira, in the Galatia star system. So Galatia for the Phaeton, no, not Phaeton, Prometheus, and then Samara. But there is a Prometheus also in Samara on the open market. So Samara it is, we just go there. And since we're just going around buying things, we could first dock at our terraforming station and transfer a little bit of stuff. We don't need all of this necessarily for now. Heavy machinery would be needed for surveying planets. Surveying planets uses heavy machinery and people, actually. We don't have a lot of capacity for crew yet, so let's see about that. But I want to just have maybe 100 on me, so let's do this, and then okay, 100. But most of all, actually, I don't want to be here. I want to be on the fleet screen because I want to park our dominators for now. We are not going to engage much while, well, especially while we are out buying ships, but we want to explore for now. We don't really want to do much in terms of battle. So with those two parked, we can reassign our pilots, just like that, and head off to the Samara star system. And here it is, our Prometheus, and also the Oxtag. Very nice. So it's just a mere 25,000 for the Ox. We buy it. And then these two are identical and in perfect shape. So 128 credits. Well, 1,000 credits. But here it is. I only just now realized that I was probably a little bit over maximum for crew when I left the two dominators. But yeah, that probably hurt us a little bit in terms of supply use. But anyway, we will survive that. We will surely survive. I don't think it is time for a second Colossus yet. As of now, this is our fleet. We want to have our capital, transport, and tankers at the back. Let's take a look at the refitting screen very quickly. So we installed a militarized subsystem which increases burn level by 1 on the Colossus. I think we can do exactly the same in here. Just like that. Then what else? Well, probably we want to expand fuel tanks by 30%, which would give us even more capacity for fuel. Then what else do we have in here? Reinforced bulkheads. It's probably a good idea. And maybe a couple of light machine guns. I mean, whatever. And I will put surveying equipment on the second Ox. So, back at the fleet screen. Our slowest ship is probably this one with maximum burn 7 plus 1, 8, and this one 8 plus 1, 9. So our maximum burn level would be 18. Oh, wait a second. Are they actually in that order? So is it +7 and then plus 100% to 14? And then, oh, now I get it. Now I see why I would want a lot more ox tugs. However, 18 is nothing to scoff at. It is not maximum, but it is still very, very decent. Anyway, now it's time to fill up on supplies and fuel. We have money to spend on this. Let's buy directly from the Hegemony military market. What if I do this? It doesn't even get to half. And 200, let's say that we want to... Let's do this. And then we get to 350. Or maybe 400. Now, what I want to see is on the sector, what is our range? It's a lot, but it's not enough. I want to be able to go to the farthest reach of the sector and then come back. So I guess we need to visit a couple more markets. Well, there's the civilian markets that we can buy out. Let's take a look now. Much better. Let's have a little bit more. Before we leave Sphinx though, let's take the shuttle down to visit the dockside bar, where we find absolutely no quest. Yes, we want to repair and leave. Let's quickly dock at Orthrus. Buy all their fuel. And then visit the dockside bar, where we find, again, no mission. Alright. So now, we can go wherever we want. Now we just need to decide where exactly we want to go. We can delete for now these queries and get back to quests. Analyze Domain Era Probe by the Independent, or survey a magnetic world from our own faction, Hegemony. I think from a role-playing standpoint, Captain Zero Thompson would want to, and especially because he wants to demonstrate that he is good for more than just being your low-level everyday space cop. So, surveying. What's this mission about? Authorities on Eventide have posted a reward for completing a full survey of Beta Wonder 2nd A, a magnetic world. The following resources are required to run, there's a 2 missing in here, are required to run a full survey of Beta Wonder 2A. 5 machinery, 80 crews and 5 supplies, so this might be a very small planet. It's for 70,000, which is nothing to scoff at, and while we go there we can probably find much else. There is even a black hole in the vicinity. Black hole systems are a little bit dangerous, but can also house research stations that can contain many wonders. So let us accept this. We have 120 days to complete. This other though is this that was withdrawn, so that's not available anymore, and this other one is very, very far. So these are the new ones, but if we want to if we wanted to look explicitly at exploration, there wouldn't be much else. Depending on what we find in here, we might be able then to strafe left and get to here. And this is not exactly a mission, but just an information that we got for a habitable world in the Penelope star system. That, by the way, this is bound to happen in every game that you start. I think there is at least one habitable world in the Penelope star system. Alright, let's set course to Beta Wonder. And here we are in the Beta Wonder star system. Already we see planets with really strong magnetic fields. And yeah, no wonder, Beta Wonder, it is a magnetic world. What did I expect? Let's take a look at the system. This is us. We don't know what's in here yet, but let's take care of the mission first of all. So let's approach Beta Wonder 2A. Your fleet approaches Beta Wonder 2A. Perform a survey. It's uninhabited, it's a magnetic world. A preliminary survey indicates that Beta Wonder 2A has a hazard rating of 150% on the standard scale. The following contributing factors were identified. Base value, low gravity, it is habitable, and it has a magnetic crust. These traits mean it is habitable, so it could be settled. Well, I mean, just every planet can be settled, but habitable means minus 25% hazard rating, basically. Magnetic, though, increases the hazard rating, increases the defenses, but it makes it harder to grow. Probably because the explanation is probably because it scrambles communication and makes it difficult for ships to leave or something like that. Low gravity, plus 25% hazard rating and plus 10% accessibility. Anyway, we are here just to collect the data and report back, so perform the survey. We found an old space elevator. Space elevators are a very cheap way to gain access to space, usually not suited to handle massive amount of freight. They are only deployed in the early stage of a colonization effort. This old structure has been abandoned for decades, but seems to still be in good enough shape to be reactivated. Plus 50% accessibility based on market size. That is actually good. And this planet has organics, sparse ore deposits, and sparse rare ore, but rich farmland. This planet could actually be a good candidate for a colony. It has plus 50% accessibility and the rich farmland. And we gained experience and a class 5 survey data. We don't want to establish a colony right now. And what about the mission? Completed. No, this is the old one. Wait a second. Was it just completed? Did we receive the money and I totally missed it? Probably. But I see an unidentified entity in here. Let's go ahead and explore. What is this? Domain Era Probes. Your fleet approaches a domain era probe left from the initial domain exploration of the sector. Pitted with small impacts, the probe's hull displays iridescence typical of fearsome radiation scattering. Through this probe's manufacture could well date to 1,000 cycles ago. Some systems are still nominally active. We decide to explore. The probe's memory banks are partially accessible and contain information pointing to the location of a domain-era survey ship. It was last seen by this probe located in an asteroid belt in Alpha Wonder Star system. This is Beta, so we would have to go to an adjacent system. Then we could salvage this. Begin salvage. We get something. But we have a second one. Let's explore. The systems are largely inert and non-functional, so no data out of this. We just proceed to scavenge for resources. And we get a little bit more surveys. What? Did I say surveys? We get supplies and stuff like that. We can even do it again. We blew to machinery to get to machinery. Let's see. Beta Wonder 1. What would it get to perform a survey in here? 65 supplies. And this is high gravity, extreme heat, and thin atmosphere. Do we want to spend 65 supplies? Maybe not for now. What else is in this? There's Beta Wonder 2. And I do not see any more planets. Let's take a look in this asteroid cluster. This is not really an asteroid field. Nothing in here. We could even try and send a couple pulses. I think it's in 3, yeah. Sensor burst. Nothing. And maybe I should look close to the sun, because sometimes you find structures to explore really close to the sun. Nothing in this case, though. Let's take a look back here. Let's maybe throw another pulse. There is something out here. Another probe, maybe? Yes, another domain era probe. We explore. Probe's memory banks are partially accessible. Another domain era survey ship. And then begin salvage operations. And we find, among other things, a gamma core. Let's just do this. And then let's throw another ping just in case, but we see nothing. Now, let's quickly jump out of here and in the other system, Alpha Wonder. Okay, wait a second, this is the black hole. I want to jump in as far as possible from the black hole itself. I saw no beacon. There's usually beacons around the systems that are more dangerous in terms of automated defenses and stuff like that. So we should have information now in here. Not the warning beacons, not important. Fleet logs? Yes. Derelict, domain era, survey ship. They're all around here. But do we know exactly where? In an asteroid belt, one. And in an asteroid belt, also the other. So we need to look, well, in the asteroid belt. We still have 235 supplies or something like that. Let's throw a pulse to begin with. There is something... Where? In here. Another domain era probe. Let's approach it. We are here to explore now. Some systems are still nominally active. Explore. There's some defenses. What is this? A picket. A picket is... What class is this? Is it a... It has 3 small ballistics. Alright, this is a frigate. A warden. Small and medium. A defender drone. 4 small ballistics, 4 light machine gun, and another warden. We should be able to pick this apart. Engage the automated defenses. I think we should be able to handle it like this. And if not, it would have been a mistake. Alright, drones, where are you? Oh yeah. I probably could have done this alone. What? Remaining ship? What? No, I exploded them all. No remaining. Pick through the wreckage. Another gamma core. This is money. As your fleet finishes mopping up the automated defenses, a weak hyperwave ping is detected coming from the probe. It's unclear if this is random noise from a dying subsystem or some kind of encrypted signal. Your fleet finishes its approach of the domain era probe without further incident. And we can salvage. And we just get the usual. Let's do a second pass. And then we get to explore the asteroid belt, and immediately we find something. Another probe. Explore. More automated defenses. What is this? 2 wardens and 2 pickets. Continue. I think I can do this alone with my wolf. Stay close, wolf. We need to be fast and deadly. Nice. We peek through the wreckage. And then we finish scavenging the probe. Alright, let's just a little bit more loot. Are we finding, yes, the domain era survey ship? But I think this one will be left for the next episode. So guys, again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Alla prossima!